This is like, okay, I want to grow my hair back, so I'm going to use the Rogaine. Although I don't think it's working very well. But are we good? Are we good on this?
I'm not good on this.
Hang on.
I run the building. He just owns it. I make the money, he spends it. That's how that goes.
Because you got in that, well, that truckle is still back there, and then these as well.
We have all of this. We have the middle floor. We have what's back. I haven't even looked back here yet, but I know it's full. But it's piecing them together is the big thing. We have to make room to find all the pieces that go with each other, because they all are sectional, so they all hook in.
Yeah.
And like we've got one out there right now, a gray set, very modern, but I have 7 pallets of it. So I'm thinking I probably have at least 3 sets, but none of them have arms that we found so far. Now that doesn't mean they're back there, that they're not back there. Hopefully, we also have sets here. So it's everywhere.
And this is your building area, I suppose. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, but the thing is, the only thing we have to build on this stuff out here is by actually sliding the pieces into each other and maybe putting lights on.
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy enough. And
So I don't need the building area for this.
Yeah.
We need that center area so that we can put the pieces together to see what goes with what. Because I have 6 different colors of gray. Some are really, really dark. Some are just a little bitty tiny lighter.
Yeah, you have some.
Goes really light.
Yeah, you have some there.
You got the green, you got the beige, you got corduroy, you got the soft stuff, you got the linen, you know, so it's just a huge mixture.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing that we have to build would be the tables, but that's just screwing legs in.
Where's your builders though?
They went out last night, and they are not here, and they're also not answering me, which now means I have to change plans on delivery.
Oh.
But that's okay. You have to be flexible in this business. Use Cameron. Stop. Cameron. Just use Cameron. Us girls can get the rest of this.
Oh, yeah, shit. They need to come to work.
Don't put that on camera.
No, put that shit on there. You want to run it?
What were you saying?
I run the building. He just owns it. I make the money, he spends it. That's how that goes.
If the thing is fine and the box is damaged. No, I mean I typically try to do 50% of retail if it's in good condition, if it's in very good condition. If it looks new, I might do 60% of retail on most of my items. If it's a good item but in poor condition, I might do 30 to 40% of retail. Because there is things that can be a little bit damaged that people won't care and will still buy if it's a good item. So, you know, that's always been my philosophy for pricing. You want to be, you have to keep it cheap enough in the store to make people not want to go to Home Depot and buy it, right? And typically 50% is where I think is the sweet spot. But the truth is, if, the lower you can get your prices, businesses succeed if they bring value to their customers. It's the only way businesses succeed. So, I listened to a podcast this morning and it kind of reinvigorated me thinking like, I got to lower all my prices, right? Because if I lower all my prices, people will buy more, people will come back more, and then I will move through more product, I can buy more truckloads, and it just helps increase your sales. A lot of people think it backwards. Let's say they're doing poorly, they raise their prices. When it's actually, when you're doing poorly, you want to lower your prices. Now if you can get this stuff at 10% of retail. Remember, 10% of retail is my sweet spot for buying all the time. If I could buy it at 10%, then you add in broken stuff, maybe you're at 20%, and then you can sell it at 50%, you have a good margin in there. But you have to buy it right so that you can sell it right so that they'll keep coming back. Until this store is so packed and the lines are out the door, we're so cheap that everybody's here and we can't handle no more business, then maybe you raise prices.
Yeah.
You're doing really well. Yeah. When you can't handle the business, you might want to slow it down and work on your margin a little more, but we're not in that step. I mean, look you don't see a line out the door right now, right? Nope. And we're doing okay. We do okay. We got a great big store, 110,000 square feet, $4,000 a day is my break even. That's my break even, $4,000 a day. But that's pretty cheap in my opinion for such a big store. I mean, we're lucky because this storefront is privately owned by a group of investors from Israel. So our lease, and if you know about commercial leases, our lease in a mall is $3 a square foot, which is relatively inexpensive. I would guarantee you that across the hall, Dillard's, I would bet you they're paying probably $24 a square foot because they're leasing from the mall entity where we're leasing from a private entity overseas. And they bought a whole bunch of these Macy's. When Macy's went bankrupt, they bought about 6 of the Macy's. They paid $1 million for a huge store like this. And so that way they can pass the savings on to me whenever I'm leasing it. If you can find those kind of situations, it's a home run, right? $3 a square foot. And if you don't know what commercial leasing is, $3 a square foot means, take a look right here. See this? This is 1 square foot in my store, 1 square foot. So that 1 square foot costs me $3 a year. It's $3 a year. So times 110,000 square feet, so that's what, $330,000 a year I pay in rent. Divide it by 12 and you can see how much I pay in rent. It's approximately $30,000 a month. And so that's how it goes. When you hear $3 a square foot, $6 a square foot, $12 a square foot, that's per square foot per year. So you gotta divide that out by 12 to figure out what your monthly rent is.
Do you know where all this stuff is going on the floor?
As we put it together, yep.
Do you have space?
I will. We have 2 big deliveries, which that stuff's coming out of the lounge. Mm-hmm. So when that gets put on the truck, then the stuff that's sold on the floor goes back in the lounge, which gives me at least 3 or 4 more empty spaces, which lets us put at least 4 more pieces out there, living room sets out there, and I have space for 3 right now.
Okay.
Now, as time goes, we will find space for the rest of them. I always do.
Okay.
May be tight, but that's okay. The more we have, the more we can sell.
Right? Doesn't that head freak you out a little bit? Where'd that come from?
Exactly, I saw it.
I walked past it and did a double take.
I turned it to face that way because one day it kept staring at me and I'm like, this is creepy.
Yeah, where was this from? Where'd this come from?
I don't know, but it's creepy. The head was sitting there. I'm like, that's creepy.
It's got like a little hole and it goes on a stand or something, but that looks...
Yeah, I faced into the wall.
We could put this in here somewhere, and then when they shut the lights off at night, they would be like... Because I do it...
It's a ghost.
Well, I do, I walk past a mirror at night and I'm like, oh, that's just me. That's just me, Well, I don't believe in ghosts, but you guys talk about ghosts around here so much. Shh, don't put that on camera.